Hey guys, it's Alex, and I decided that I was going to do a tag this month. I did one last month, so this might just turn into my monthly tag video. I was tagged to do the Booktube Stats Tag by Courtney at Court the Reader and Dane Reads. I will link both of their videos down below. They both have amazing channels, so you should definitely check them out. The original creator of this tag was Anthony Andrews, and his video will also be linked down below. The first question is, how and when did you discover BookTube? So I discovered it in the spring of 2017. I was going through kind of a tough time just because I'd been in a car accident several months prior. As a result, I had lost both my job and my car, so I just wound up feeling really isolated and really bored a lot of the time. My best friend is a beauty blogger, and because of that, I've sort of seen into the beauty community some, and I knew a lot of people in the beauty community do makeup hauls and clothing hauls, and I just bought a box of books. So I was like, I wonder if people can do book hauls. That's possibly a thing. And I just typed book haul into YouTube, and of course came up with thousands of results of all these people who do book hauls all the time, and I was like, wow, literally had no idea that was a thing. And then I just posted my first video 2 or 3 days later, having, no idea about lighting or filming or editing or how to do anything. I was like, I have a camera, I have books, let's go. And then after I filmed and posted that video, I sort of discovered the BookTube newbie tag and BookTube as a community, and I had no concept of that prior to, posting my first video. And the second question is, how long have you done BookTube, which is a similar answer. I started in the spring of 2017 and sort of did it consistently through August, and then I wound up stopping partially because I got a few bad messages on YouTube and was like, I'm just gonna bail for a minute, and my computer wound up breaking, so I didn't have a computer from September through this spring, about 2 days before I posted my first video this spring. So I've done it for overall a year and a half, but if you add up the months, it's not that long because of my 8-month hiatus. The third question is, what is your favorite thing about BookTube? My favorite thing above everything else is having discussions in the comment section of my book reviews. I love doing hauls, I love watching hauls, I love talking to other people on their channels and finding out about all these cool new books that I'd never heard of and adding them to my TBR, which is way too long. But I just love having discussions and talking about the books that I'm reading, because honestly, that's why I have my BookTube channel. I love making reviews, and I love talking to people about those reviews and about those books, and especially people who've also read them, and just having a back and forth, and I love that so much. Question 4 is, what is your least favorite thing about BookTube? I think my least favorite thing is how easy it is to get caught up in the numbers. And I'm not talking about for other people, although that too, but for myself a lot, I really love my content. That's why I'm here. I love making my content and watching other people's content and doing all of that and having comments. But it's so easy to just notice how many subscribers you have and feel if you're losing some or not gaining, that you're doing something wrong. I grew up in public school. If I'm not being graded, I feel like a failure. So I take my subscriber count as sort of my grade, which is really bad because it's not true, and I know it's not true. It's just so easy to get that caught in your head and to not be able to focus on other things. Question number 5 is, recommend a booktuber, and I really hate this. I hate doing booktuber shoutouts because I always feel I'm going to miss people. By nature of it, I'm shouting out a limited number of people, so I'm going to miss people, and someone might feel bad because I didn't talk about them, and it's just really, really stressful because I don't want to miss anybody because I love everybody. But I'm going to say 2 because I couldn't narrow it down to 1. I'm going to say Bookish. He tagged me in a tag that was similar to this, and I kind of decided to do this one instead. But he's a really fantastic booktuber. He's fairly new, I believe, and I've only been subscribed to him for a very short period of time, but he's really great. He reads a lot of 20th century lit fic and classics and nonfiction, I believe, and he has really interesting thoughts on these books, and he's also a really big Hemingway fan, which I appreciate because the one Hemingway I've read thus far I really loved and thought was beautifully written, even though I know Hemingway gets a lot of hate, but he's great. I will link him down below. And the second person I'm going to shout out is Autumn of Pellinor because I can recommend her channel and the books of Pellinor simultaneously. She's the only person I've seen on BookTube who knows what the books of Pellinor are and who loves them, and I love them. They're such underrated young adult fantasy, and I don't know why, because they're just amazing and they make me so happy. So definitely check her out. She reads a wide variety of stuff, from young adult to classics to, I think, nonfiction. I'm really bad at remembering these things, but both those channels are absolutely fantastic, so I would highly recommend. Question number 6 is, how did you expect your channel to go / what were your goals when you started? I expected nothing. I thought going in that this was going to be like a week of entertainment, kind of, that I was going to post like a couple of videos and get maybe like 5 views on all the videos combined, maybe a like if I was really lucky, but absolutely no comments or subscribers. And this wasn't me being down on myself. This was just me like looking at the situation realistically. Like, no one's gonna watch my YouTube channel that I don't know how to edit, I don't know how to film, I don't know how to do anything. I don't know what this community is. And then like people did comment and subscribe, and I was really taken aback, and I never would have thought that like a year and a half later I'd be here with over 300 subscribers. Like, that's still wild to me. Like, that seems so absurd. Question number 7 is, are there any booktubers you used to watch but don't anymore? And of course the answer is yes. I never really watched any of the big YouTubers. Like, I still haven't watched any of them. But there are people that I subscribe to that I just like unsubscribed to as I realized their content didn't really mesh with mine or my personality, or our personalities clashed, or just like, not that they weren't fabulous people, just not everyone's content is for you. And then there are some people who quit making content, like Michael from Catalyst Reads is probably the biggest one I can think of, because he was someone I was really close to last year. All last summer we talked a lot, and he was just gone when I came back, and it was like so sad because I missed him. But yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone has people that they used to watch and just don't anymore. Question number 8 is, do you have a favorite book that was recommended by a booktuber? I don't know if I have like a favorite. I don't know that there are any I've given 5-star reads that were recommendations, but I do have a few 4-star reads that were recommendations. But I think my favorite was You by Carolyn Kepnes. And I remember that Becca from Books and Looks, who also doesn't make content anymore, recommended that to me initially. She was the first person that I saw talking about it. Like, now everyone does, but like this was last year when everyone was still talking about it, but people, for the most part, hadn't really read it yet. She absolutely loved it, and she gave it a glowing recommendation, and I decided I had to read it, so I did, and it was really fantastic. I really loved that book. And 9 is tag some people, so I'm going to tag Bookish and Autumn of Pellinor since I already mentioned them. I'm also going to tag Books with Nahid, Snow White and the Seven Shelves, and Lucy Turns Pages. I would really love to see if you guys want to do this tag. I don't know if you have yet. I haven't seen it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And I'm pre-filming this by like at least a week, so if you've already done it, I'm sorry, but at least you know I was thinking of you. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye!